Hello and welcome back to Become a God, and like I said in my review, it's going to be blue jump time. I've been playing a lot of blue jump on ladder, and unfortunately I feel the meta is not very good for blue jump at the moment. Lots of players are playing red and yellow, so removals on bay to take care of those frogs. I did play a more tempo orientated version that I discussed with Teddy, Teddy being a master of blue jump in competitive Faeria. We talked about Spell Will and how we can put Mystic Beast in, and I in the end decided that I can't really compete against red right now with that build because they have too many good answers to the deck, so I decided to slow it down a little bit. I've put Archons in, I've got Mirror Phantasm, and I've got Beirut as well as a way to enable those Archons into becoming 6/6s, because 6th life is really difficult for blue jump to deal with without specific answers. So you either need like Emperor's Command with a Triton Trainer buff, or you need Aurora, or you need a Frogify. So I felt like getting those 6/6 Archons could really help the deck. But like I said, the meta, not feeling too good for blue jump, but we'll get in some matches and hopefully things will go well for us. Alright guys, into our first match. Things have been a little difficult for me as a blue jump player. There's been a lot of red on ladder. And yeah, it's just been very, very tough. So I've had to refine the deck. I wanted to go for a more tempo-orientated list originally, but that wasn't an option. I make this actually a 4. Yeah, that wasn't really an option for me against all these red lists. It was too difficult. I can actually make this into a 4/3. If I get Queen's Guard, it's not that good, unfortunately. Well, I can Emperor's Command, so maybe I just go for the double trainer, and then the trainer will buff up my next frog. Hopefully, I'll pick up Triton Warrior. Triton Warrior would be much preferred against Rush. Well, actually, it does depend on the matchup. Goes for the Explore into Queen's Guard. Yep, as I predicted. So I do have the Emperor's Command. I can clear this and live to tell the tale. Fortunately, just give my opponent a lot of Faeria. We're going to double neutral in this position. We don't need land to collect from the left-hand side since we were locked in by the taunt. Now, if Axe Grinder was to come down in that position, we'd be all right. Now we can just cover this up. I'll take a lake here. And then we'll go for Battletoads, and we get a buff on that Battletoad from the Triton Trainer, making it a 3/3. It's not bad. That's five power of stats for Faeria if you combine it with the Triton Trainer. Which is it's about 1/1 over kind of like the normal ratio. You know what? I feel like I deserve this Frogify. It's been well deserved. I'm gonna use this creature because he's on 1 life, and simply because I don't want to run into Ground Shaker. We are in Ground Shaker range now. None of these die to Ground Shaker. I am vulnerable to Firestorm, but blue jump's kind of always vulnerable to Firestorm. Its main core of creatures do die at the hands of that card. That's why I've put the Archons in with Beirut and like MP. It's just I need durability in against red decks. It's a big problem. Goes to the Gift of Steel. Wow, the bravery. I could draw for Frogify, but I do want to collect off my opponent's wells, at least get that started. Maybe I lake here and Mystic Beast. Or maybe I just draw. I can move into a double collection position with this guy and then just play a 7-cost Colossus as a way to finish this Grimguard off. But I'm vulnerable to another Gift of Steel at that point. It's a tough one. Let's try it. I'm not entirely sure if this is the best way to do it. Like I said, I am vulnerable to another Gift of Steel, but at least I'm forcing my opponent to have it. And if my opponent doesn't, the Colossus will be able to finish off the Grimguard. And I'll clear out the free, and then, yeah, we can kind of go from there. I could have moved my other Battletoad into a position where it could collect from the right-hand side. But I wanted to cover that mountain to protect my 4-2, because my 4-2 is currently collecting off my opponent's well, which will ultimately make my Colossus cheaper. And does just rip the other Gift of Steel off the top there into a Cypher's Wrath. I can still collect off my opponent's well, so that's fine. And now I now have the luxury of draws, at least. I can take a draw. Another Mystic Beast. Yeah, let's go into Battletoads. Battletoad, the last frog can finish off the Grimguard unless we see another Gift of Steel. But we'll see what happens. And we can go for the Mystic Beast next turn. We're still in a pretty decent spot as far as stabilizing goes. Our opponent's only real threat is right over here, nowhere near my face. He is getting damage from the Grimguard procs of the combat ability, but we're able to keep our opponent on this side of the board, and we can continue to apply pressure. See, just taking a clear on the Colossus. Little Frog should hopefully be able to finish that off. Let's see a Brigand come in the way. Alright, so Brigand did have a creature to block. Frogify is a little late, to say the least. Alright. Let's apply pressure. Let's start pushing some damage of our own. A little difficult with that double gift. Gift of Steel is a tough card to deal with. It's really difficult. It's kind of in the same power range as Elderwood Embrace, but the only difference is Gift of Steel only works on combat creatures, which does sound like a hindrance to the card, but the combat creatures in this game are so powerful that it's actually better than Elderwood Embrace, which is really bold statement, actually, I think, because Elderwood Embrace is such a powerful combat trick. It doesn't quite match up to Gift of Steel, and as you can see, lots of combat creatures coming down. I need to find like Aurora. Didn't get it, unfortunately. Aurora is pretty crucial here. I can Frogify this one. It's just killing this guy. Let's take a draw. Oh, Ninja Toad. Okay, so Ninja Toad's pretty good because I can now clear this to collect a Faeria. I can then Frogify this. And clear this guy. Push 4. And then I'll set up another Mystic Beast. In the future. I won't have enough Faeria. I'm currently one off the Mystic Beast setup, which is pretty sad. So we'll Frogify this. We'll move down. All right, we're still the aggressor here. We're keeping our opponent at bay. I'm very surprised I'm doing this well against red. I've been really struggling with my old build of blue jump, which used like spell wills, and it was more tempo orientated. And my original list is actually a little slower. But I was having a chat with Teddy, and we kind of discussed how like a faster version of blue jump might be better. The only problem is with all this red, it's very difficult. Is that a Grimguard? No. If that was a Grimguard, I'd be very sad, but it's not a Grimguard. There's an Archon. Alright, we'll take a draw. We're not really finding the cards we need, unfortunately. I can stick Archon in front. And now we're now at equal. We're even, Steven, when it comes to this race. I would say my opponent's a little further ahead of me just because the Brigand is such a massive refund and has the other Gift of Steel, all 3 of them. Top 15 cards of the deck. That is... And is it an Axe Grinder? Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's just lethal. Sets up lethal off the gift there. And I finally find Aurora after all this time. And now I'm just like banking on a top deck. I'm just banking on a Ninja Toad. Okay. The problem is, well, that's actually not bad. Okay, so Ninja Toad here to save the day for me, because now Aurora just sets up lethal. I'm dead to double Flame Burst. At this point, we haven't seen a Flame Burst. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see if I win this match. Probably not. They're probably just going to get Flame Bursted. Has a Queen's Guard. Oh. I'm just not giving a break here. I'm already in a bad matchup, but man, no break for me. So annoying. This is so frustrating. Opponent has every answer that's ever needed in any match, and then I lose. So a little, but no, actually a little, it doesn't quite measure up to how I feel right now. I'm very disappointed that even in a bad matchup, when I finally get some leeway, my opponent has all the answers. The triple Gift of Steel was just too much. You know, having that triple Gift of Steel, the combat creatures just been such a problem for me to deal with anyway, but when you chuck a Gift of Steel and I don't draw Frogify, I'm probably just gonna lose. But very close game. See, a little salty, but we'll get into another one and hopefully things will go better. Alright guys, another match. Hopefully things will go better. Oh dear. I have not been having a good time with Blue Jump today. Yesterday was fine. Yesterday I was doing okay. It was just like today everyone's playing red. And we're going against Jayori. You can actually check out Jayori on Twitch. Regular streamer. Streams in Japanese but does speak English as well. So I'd strongly recommend checking Jayori out. I do believe Jayori is playing Yellow Tempo, because I did watch a bit of Jayori earlier today. So this should be Yellow Tempo. Deciding what to do next. No, not Yellow Tempo. It is a aggro tow ship. Everyone just wants to smoke today. Oh dear. This is really bad. Like 5 life's a bit of a problem for Blue Jump without the assistance of additional cards, because the baseline is 4, right? Just 4 life, 4 attack. That's kind of how Blue Jump rolls. And you need those trainers, you need those Emperor's commands in order to just deal extra 1 damage. That's why Aurora is so huge against stuff like Ground Shakers, Ancient Heralds, Grove Guardians, just because without like a combo of assistance for the jump creatures and the 4/4s, it's just so difficult to deal with a 5/6. Aurora and Frogify are like the only ways Blue Jump deals with it. Okay, so it's not too bad, I guess. We're not in a completely terrible position. We can just go Battletoads and then Triton Trainer, I guess. And this puts enough creatures on board. But we are playing against yellow, so we can just get Soul Drained. 1 Soul Drain, 2 Soul Drains is even worse, but 1 Soul Drain is enough to kind of regain initiative at this point. Shaitan Demon. Just going for the clears and go for a more aggressive line with that demon. It's nice. It actually gives us a lot of breathing room. We can just double neutral up, start collecting off the well, and go for the Archon. The Archon does challenge the demon directly. We can even just go Lake here on the follow-up into Mystic Beast, depending on what happens to these creatures. No Soul Drain at the moment. We know that, unless it's just been drawn. But now Jayori needs to kind of figure out, if the Soul Drain wasn't drawn, is it worth drawing a Soul Drain where the Archon can just double collect? Building lands deals 5 damage, is it important? We've seen a more aggressive strategy coming from Jayori in this game so far, so I feel like you kind of have to build lands and hit face because you're going against the overall game plan. So it does go for the land. We're going to 4 deserts. Wow, okay. Into a Mistral Guide. Soul Pact. Into a Wind Soldier. Clear out that frog. Gets to collect 1 Faeria along the way. Very good answer there. So I've actually got a pretty good line here. It's going to go for the Emperor's Command, which keeps my Archon alive. We know removal hasn't been the best, and I will take a lake here because I want the option to jump back I want the option to jump back and double collect, and I can also push damage as well if that is another option, but it very much depends on if this can be answered. I mean, I might just go for the 4 damage anyway and then just play an Archon, and then hopefully the Archon can take care of the Mistral Guide. So I'm really banking on no removal here from yellow. Pretty optimistic. But it does put me in a very strong position if there isn't any removal. So kind of a high risk, high reward play. I've got a feeling there wasn't removal drawn. And Jayori's just kind of figuring out what to do with the Mistral Guide. The Mistral Guide just dies to the Archon. But could... Oh, there is removal drawn, so it does have a Wind Soldier. Can go for the 4 damage, so unfortunate there. Emperor's Command. This gives me an opportunity to race now because I can heal. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for the race. We got 2 beasts down. We can double neutral. My opponent isn't collecting at the moment. Just +1 into Nightmare. On the Harvester. Goes for a hit. Alright, so we'll go for a hit. This doesn't set up lethal. I could go Trainer like Emperor's Command to heal, but it doesn't set up lethal. We've seen 2 Wind Soldiers already, so I'm just gonna bank on that I can win the game with these 2. It's a little ambitious, but I feel that I must take this line. I don't see anything better. I opted for the race with the Mystic Beasts, so I need to stay consistent with that line. It can't be a Last Nightmare. We've already seen 2 Wind Soldiers. Wind Soldier's not going to be enough anyway. Gonna need double Soul Drain. And there we have it. It goes to the victory there. So the race did work in my favor. I went for the race of the beast. The Last Nightmare was a very expensive answer. I had a heal in my hand as backup. So lethal with the Wind Soldier after scene 2 was very unlikely. And it did reward me. So I'm pretty happy. I get that win on the board. Let's get to another match. Alright guys, another match here against Morn Song. Let's throw away the Mystic Beast. This is okay. This just gives us some creatures to work with in the early game. Pick up a Colossus. We don't really want to find this in our opening hand. We want to get this a little later on. But it happens. It does happen. We'll go for the Central Lake. Next turn we can go for Battletoads, or we could go for Archon, depending on what our opponent plays. If there's a mountain, I'd probably go for the Archon now, because it's... Oh, well, actually, the Trainer's not bad, but... Yeah, Archon is going to be the choice, simply because it plays around removal. I'd rather combo these two together, just so this becomes a free-free. Goes to explore into the desert, into an archer, into another archer. Oh, I'm enjoying the spice here already. This makes things very interesting. I can double neutral, slot this into double collection, kind of just ignore this archer for now, and then take a lake, or take double neutral here on the follow-up, double collect. It's just kind of awkward. I could double neutral here, and move Archon onto this position, and Archon can then challenge both of these. But I have a Colossus, so let's play to the strength of having a Colossus available. Yeah, okay. So we're just going to take the damage for now. We don't know if this is blue-yellow or just mono-yellow. This could just be yellow tempo or yellow events with the archers. So a lake here will probably determine a lot, unless it's a desert into Flashwind Soul Drain, which will kill the Archon. Manta Rider, okay, just going for the cheeky damage there. It's gonna pass. So I do want to collect off that well, even if it comes at the cost of my Archon. The thing is, I'd rather just kill this, to be honest, and then set up maybe Battletoads. A couple of events, and this gets cleared for free, and the Manta Rider just moves into this position. It's not enticing at all. Oh dear, Archer's making life very difficult for me without Ninja Toad. Can go for value here, I guess now. So difficult. This is a very difficult board state to deal with. I think the Manta's just going to clear the Archon. This is a Flashwind. Goes for a draw, okay. Soul Drain's really good here. Soul Drain would be really good if the Manta just went for the value on the 2/2. So I'm curious to see what the options are available. Because if Fanatic comes down, it's blocking the Archer. It's gonna be Air Elemental, okay. Okay. Campfire the Archer? Yep. Take out the Frog. And take out the Archon. Right, we're going for double neutral. We're going to go double neutral up this way. We do miss a collection. It's kind of sad, but it happens. We'll go for the Archon in a very similar position we had it in before. And then we just pass. So the plan now is to take a lake here. And then I can go for the Colossus. I do need some more cost reduction on it, so I can make maybe 2 turns. I can get it down to 6. I wouldn't be completely against playing this at 6. I'm not even completely against playing this at 7 at this point, because I'm dealing with a very difficult board state without Ninja Toad. Snipes me for 2. Takes the desert. Oh, is that training? Oh, training's really bad here. Maybe just Manta Rider. Yeah, just Manta Rider. The archers have a lot of coverage here. They're not allowing my creatures to kind of lurk. I guess that's the word I want. Just kind of lurk around and harvest Faeria, because I can't just sit here and then just move to the wells when I want, because the archer covers here. The archer's covering this well and this well. So my opponent's able to just apply a lot of pressure, collect a lot of Faeria, and make life generally very difficult for me. Really want to frogify this. Take a draw. Oh dear. Really need Ninja Toad, game. Come on, just give me a break. You cut me some slack. So taking that aggressive lake with the water elemental gave me the luxury of a draw. Could have allowed me to make a bit of a comeback, but I'm being out collected here. My opponent has removal from hand. I don't really have that outside of the Ninja Toad. Like, Ninja Toad's my only damage from hand. Whereas yellow just has like Nightmare, Soul Drains, Wind Soldiers, all that stuff. It's really important for blue to have initiative on board, because if blue doesn't have initiative, it just gets run over. It's just really difficult. Clear. Choking Sands, like I said, removal from hand. So I am going to lose initiative here. I can go like Triton Trainer, but it just dies to the frog. Might just be a concede. I don't really see a comeback unless I get a Ninja Toad. If I get a Ninja Toad, I might get something going. But even then, I have to weigh up. Do I stop quad collection, or do I stop an archer? And if I'm using Ninja Toad to stop the quad collection on the left side, I don't know how I'm winning anyway. Yeah, so we're just going to surrender this one, guys. It's too difficult for me to deal with as a blue player. I don't think blue drunk's very strong, you know. I've played a few games today, and the meta is definitely shaping around mono red, blue red, and yellow. That's what I've seen a lot of. I've seen a bit of blue as well, but it's mainly been like Dream Reaver from what I played against. But this kind of blue jump build doesn't feel too strong. But we'll keep going, and we'll come to an overall conclusion by the end of this episode. Alright guys, into another match. We'll keep the Triton. We'll go in second, so let's try and find a water elemental. Fortunately didn't find one. We'll see what our opponent is playing. It's going to be a mountain. Like I said, red and yellow have been super popular. Over today at least. That's all I really play against is red and yellow. I haven't seen much green. Like, pretty much no green at all. I'm predicting this is a slower build because it's starting from here. So I might need to just contest it. The problem is I can't Frogify on 3 anymore. So I'm just going to go down the other side and start building towards the Mystic Beast. Force my opponent to defend from the right instead of trying to challenge them on the left. Really want a Water Elemental. It'll help me accelerate a lot. Like Water Elemental next turn, I could go neutral, elemental, neutral, and really apply a lot of pressure. I wish I kept the Beirut. Maybe I should just keep Beirut on the off chance I play against red, because red, I like to say red struggles with Beirut, but Gift of Steel really makes Beirut redundant in some cases. Goes for the... Okay. Oh, right, so it is a bargaining deck, so I wanted to make sure a good bargain happened, which is fair enough. You have to go for double neutral because I need to collect off my opponent's wells to reduce the cost of those Colossus, but we can take a lake here next turn. Go into the Mystic Beast, and then maybe we can swap these two around. I feel like I should just keep Beirut at the moment because there's just so much red. One cost Ogre Battler. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Go for the Mystic Beast, and we're going to jump this frog over. That's a way to challenge this Bold Bargainer. So if Bold Bargainer wants to double collect, it's going to come at the price of my Triton Warrior finishing it off. Goes for the dance. Goes for a Firestorm. Alright, so this does gear us towards finishing off this Battler. We can just clear it. Take care of it now, so just take care of it later. Yeah, we'll Frogify it. It's a little sad because the Mystic Beast doesn't live, but we do get to set up the Colossus, which is really important. Because we need to win quite soon. We can't let our opponent get up to whatever they want. Meteor is definitely a concern, but because my creatures are jumpers, I can kind of split them up quite well. Ground Shaker, coming up to finish off my Triton. Feels bad. I just need to draw another Colossus, really. That's where I am right now. That's pretty good. Do I have enough lakes for it? I do. Excellent. So let's go for the Trainer. Double neutral. Into the Ninja Toad. Finish off the Bold Bargainer. And punch for 7. So it's just able to starve a bit of Faeria from our opponent, taking that to clear on the double collect on the left-hand side. I like it. I don't feel this is the best build for Blue Jump. It's really hard to say if Blue Jump can be a thing. They can maybe be a blue mid-range deck. I'm not sure. It's tough because if there's so much red, the little frogs don't tend to stick around that much. And then we do have a victory on the board, able to take control of the game nice and early and wrap that match up. So let's get into our final game. It's 2-2 right now, so maybe I can go positive. Who knows? Alright guys, into our final game. Can we get that win? I don't know. It depends what we play against. Managed to beat Mono Red Bargain there, just because we had enough early pressure. The Colossus played a big role in securing that victory, and of course the Frogify on the Battler. I don't know. We'll see. What's Zerglin up to today? And it's going to be a mountain, and it's going to be an axe grinder. So yeah, it's just going to be red. Everyone's loving red today. Let's go for a lake, and yeah, we'll see what else happens from our opponent. I'm predicting double neutral. So, yeah, we're just watching an axe grinder here, decide what it wants to get up to. Goes to the double neutral, like I said. Eats a bit of Faeria, nom nom nom. And another axe grinder? Maybe a recurrent reveler? Going for fire elemental. So using I was actually talking about this earlier, using fire elemental as a way to accelerate lands now that there's been a nerf to the ground shaker. Right, this is just going to get Scyther's Raft, but I get the buff on the frog. I'm just going to take double neutral next turn. And then I can gear up towards a Mystic Beast in this spot like last time. And then hopefully I draw Colossus and then we can go for a quick win. Cobbled War Beast. Okay, so this is an angry red deck instead of a combat red deck. It's actually a really good draw. It allows me to clear this just with the trainer. But very vulnerable to Firestorm. Can just +1 Firestorm now. It does slow my opponent down. It means that the lands aren't going to be developed any further. These creatures are just going to chill in this area, but... Bomb Slinger. I should have played around the Bomb Slinger. Yeah, I'm gonna eat a Bomb Slinger here. Right, we can Emperor's Command it. That's not bad. And we have the Conga Trainer Fire red creatures just going down that Conga line. Let's get the Mystic Beast. We can jump back, collect, and just take the Emperor's Command. So we should get the first damage in. We can take our last lake here, which will allow us to just finish this, you know, take this spot, push some damage, and then we're just drawing cards. We're just going to draw cards until we find a Colossus. Get that Colossus down. And it's going to be very difficult for Red to deal with a Colossus, especially a non-combat variant. And there shouldn't be any Grim Guards, which means a Mystic Beast might get away with pushing that 4 damage next turn. I do want to find an Emperor's Command, ideally, to take out the War Beast. But yeah, maybe I should have just played the 4-3 here, not play into the bomb scene. We've seen a mountain come down here, the War Beast move down. Goes for another Fire Elemental. Okay. +1 into a Reveler? Into a Hate Seed, a very cheap Hate Seed. A lot of pressure. Way, we're in business, guys. We get to race a little faster than our opponent. Okay, so this is just go down the other side and smack each other in the orb until someone wins kind of game. As quickly, look at this. It's just, yep, I'm going this side. My opponent's going this side. Looks like Fire Elemental and Horsemaster would be pretty strong. Devouring Plant. That's what I'm expecting. So we just want to draw another Colossus. If we draw another Colossus, we're in a pretty good spot. Oh, going for the Campfire. That's nasty. Gets the push with the Hate Seed this turn. Deciding where the campfire is going to go. I'm actually lining up for defensive. You can see how the creatures have repositioned now defensively. Block there, making sure my guy can't get in, and that's going to be lethal actually. It's going to be lethal with just these. We can go for Aurora. I can't really go for that. I want to. So we can kill the fire elemental. We can then we can then kill this and then push for 7. Then we can take Battletoads. Now we're just dead to Cypher's Wrath Flame Burst. Oh, I should have done that the other way around. I forgot I had a trigger on the Triton there. Because I want to Aurora this one. So I would have gained an extra damage. That very much depends if this Fire Elemental can finish this off. I still have Lethal, actually. So my opponent needs to... kill the Wave Crash Colossus. Or it kills this and then Mountains and puts something in the way. And then I'm still in the position where I just die on the following turn. Ah, very, very, very awkward. So I need like Emperor's Command. Emperor's Command would be pretty strong because I could Emperor's Command this, Aurora this, unfortunately because I did the positioning incorrect. Jump across, kill this one, hit for 7. That's assuming that there's going to be a creature summoned here after this clears either the Wave Crash or the Mystic Beast. Might be a Bomb Slinger. But then again, you just Bomb Slinger on here, right? This is a double neutral. Horsemaster, Axe Grinder. Oh wow. Okay, is there a Cypher's Wrath? There's no Cypher's Wrath. That gives us the victory. Woof. That was a tough game, that's for sure. I wasn't sure if I was going to win that. So I have beaten red with this deck. Which is a bit of a surprise. I've beaten red twice now. So it can compete. It's just very difficult. It just kind of... I don't feel like it's very meta-friendly, I guess you could say, Blue Jump right now. There's just a lot of people playing red. Then we can wait and maybe wait until the red hype dies down, then Blue Jump can make its return. And that wraps up this episode of Become a God, using Blue Jump, Triton Trainer, giving a buff to the archetype. Maybe not quite enough in this metagame at the moment. It might be different in your area of ladder. I'd recommend playing this deck against like green decks, other blue decks. You can play against red, but it will be a bit of a struggle. The red combat is probably the hardest out of all of them, just because of Gift of Steel, and you really rely on that Frogify. But overall, I feel that can compete. It's just a little tough in this current metagame, especially where I am on ladder. So I'm hoping to revisit this deck in the future. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. Drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. Be sure to check out my balance patch review, my initial thoughts of the changes, how they might impact the metagame, and some decks that could fit in the changed cards, and how the nerfs also affect the metagame, because there's quite a few nerfs to go along with a massive amount of buffs, bring a lot of creatures up to a kind of a good standard where they can at least compete and have a slot in competitive decks. So until next time, guys, take care and enjoy Blue Jump.